Now to the transition of power in New York City. Mayor-elect Mamdani was in Brooklyn today, touring a childcare center in East Flatbush. The man who will be in City Hall come January was highlighting his vision for universal childcare for infants as young as 6 weeks and children up to pre-kindergarten. It's one of his signature campaign promises, and it's an ambitious one. Mamdani's proposal would cost up to $6 billion a year and require funding and personnel that has yet to be identified.
While families with young children comprise about 14% of this city's population, they comprise about 30% of the set of New Yorkers who are leaving the city. And that's because after housing, childcare is the #1 cost in so many New Yorkers' lives.
Governor Hochul says she supports the concept, but not the idea of raising taxes for millionaires and corporations. Money Mamdani would likely need to turn his vision into reality. Meanwhile, the transition to City Hall hitting a rough patch today. Mamdani accused Mayor Adams of using his final weeks in office to derail the mayor-elect's agenda. That includes preventing Mamdani's plan to turn a city park in Lower Manhattan into affordable housing. Eyewitness News reporter Lauren Glassberg is in the newsroom with more on the escalating tensions. Lauren?
Well, the gloves are off, and it's not clear whether they were actually ever on. The outgoing and incoming mayors may never have had a relationship leading into the mayoral race, and it doesn't seem like they have much of one now. And while a smooth transition would benefit the city, this is politics, and it's partially playing out over a garden.
Like a community space where people can come together and, you can have some peace, you can get married.
Minutes earlier, Carson Harold and Stephen Rossetti exchanged vows inside Elizabeth Street Garden, a leafy sculpture-filled sanctuary in Nolita. And if Mayor Eric Adams has his way, it will remain so. His administration has just designated it as official city parkland, a decision that the incoming mayor resents.
It is no surprise that Mayor Adams is using his final weeks and months to cement a legacy of dysfunction and inconsistency.
Mayor Adams had agreed to build affordable housing here, but he pivoted from that in June. Designating the garden as city parkland will now make it much harder to ever develop housing here. The state legislature would have to become involved. The new mayor, Zohran Mamdani, ran on affordable housing and hoped to get more than 100 apartments built here.
The actions that the Adams administration has taken now make it nearly impossible to follow through with that.
For his part, Adams maintains he's done right by the city.
If I were the incoming mayor and looking at the victories we had around housing, around public safety, around transportation, around economic recovery, around taking care of our young people, if it's not broke, don't try to fix it, try to use it.
They're at odds on the Elizabeth Street Garden, and they may be at odds at other things.
CUNY political science professor James Vaca is also a former city council member and says this may be indicative of a bumpy transition.
Sometimes it doesn't go well. It serves government and it serves people best when a transition is seamless.
Meanwhile, 3 other sites are being considered for significantly more affordable housing than this site would have provided. The garden's co-founder's thrilled that the long-time efforts to save the garden seem to have worked, but he's saddened that such a beautiful space has been in the crosshairs.
I wish the garden wasn't dragged into politics. Politics can be very nasty.
And there are 7 weeks until Zohran Mamdani is sworn in as New York City's mayor. 7 weeks that may be hostile and contentious.